Hello friends, today in this tutorial I will be telling you about a login system. I will be building a login system in React.js using a use context hook. So basically there is a use context hook in React.js. We will be looking at a practical example on how to understand it. So this is a practical example. If I reload the application, you will see there will be two links. First will be home and second will be the about page. So you will see if I launch the web application for the very first time, the user will be null here. If I click the login button, then this user will be logged in by these credentials. It is returning a JSON response. The ID is for username is Bob and the email address is bob@bob.com. So we are not retrieving this email address from any sort of database. We are just storing it inside a JSON object. So if I just open the about page, you will see this username will still exist because of the use context hook. And if I open the home page and there is a logout button, you can see if I click the logout button, this will again change to null, and now if I check the about page, it will stay to null. So basically all the two components, all the two pages are synchronously linked with each other by using this use context hook in React.js, which we will be looking at in this tutorial. To build this tutorial, guys, all the source code that I am using inside this video is given in the video description. You can go to my blog here. This is the blog that I've given in the video description. So you can go to my blog, go to the video description and download all the source code. And let's get started by building this application. So the very first thing that you need to do is that you need to go to a website which is codesandbox.io. This will be the website that I will use in order to create this application. So just log in with your GitHub account and select the technology such as React. Let me just close this application. So the very first thing that we will do is that we need to first of all link up our routing functionality. So there is a dependency which is we need to install it, which is React router DOM dash DOM. So this is the first dependency which is coming. So click this and it will install it in the background. And now inside this is a functional component, app component. So delete all this. After including, let me just zoom in so that you can see clearly. On the right hand side, it will instantly load and will show you the application. So the first thing that we need to do is that we need to import our browser router dependency, which is browser router. We need to we will use it as router, just a short form. We will also have route comma link. So this will all come from the dependency which is React router DOM, which we have installed. That's it. After this, we will create a pages directory here. So just create a new directory, pages. Inside this, we will create two files. First will be our index.js file. This will be the two pages that we will create, and the second one will be about.js. So right here, let me just inside our statement here, inside return statement, delete all this, and we will bind all this by a router tag like this. Close the router tag, and inside this, guys, we will have a div. Close that div, and inside this we will have a simple navigation tag, nav tag. Close that nav tag, and inside this we will have a unordered list tag. Inside this unordered list we will have a list item. Close that list item tag, and inside this, guys, we will have a simple link tag which is available to us in React. There will be a to property. If you load the application for the very first time, then it will go to the home page. So if I close the link here, you will see similarly we need to repeat this second time, paste it. So next one will go to slash about, and this label will change to about. That's it. Also put a one slash more here, slash about slash. So after this UL, after this nav tag, we also need to define our routes. So what will happen when you open these routes? So this will take a path property. So whenever you open the home route, this will go to the component. This takes the component property. So here we need to provide the component. So we will open the index component, which we will make. The next component will be when we go to the slash about slash. So for this we will be loading our about component. So here we need to close it. That's it. So now we need to create these components. So this needs to be capital, guys, so just make it capital. So component name start with capital. So we need to define these components here. So right here we need to go to index.js. So right here we need to define, first of all we need to import React from the React library, and then we need to export this component. So export function and then the name. So the name will be index. So this will be a simple functional component, and inside this we will return is simple div here, h2. Sorry, this needs to wrap it inside a div tag. So here we will write here h2 and the home like this. And same thing we need to repeat it for the about as well. So just do this, paste it here, and this will change to about. That's it. So now if I reload it, you will see it is saying to us that index is not defined because we need to include these components at the very top. So we need to import. First is our index, so which is located inside the pages directory. Sorry, this needs our pages directory, and this is there inside index. And second is our about one, so we need to import it. So this is located pages and this is about. That's it. So if I reload this, you will see what is saying to us that, oh sorry, I think we forgot something here. We need to export function. Guys, we have figured out the error. There was just a spelling mistake inside. You can see that browser router. This needs to be browser. So we need to change the spelling here. Browser. Oh, sorry, not double R, single R. So you will see on the right hand side, this is a simple routing functionality that is ready here inside our application. If I click the home page, this is the home component which is showing here. If I just show you index.js, it is simply returning home here. If I click the about page, this is returning about here. So now this is a basic routing functionality which is ready. Now we need to, inside our source folder, we need to make a file which is called as user context.js. So basically this will be the file which will be holding all our data. So here we need to first of all initialize, we need to import a library which is create context. This is the built-in library in React. We need to import it from the base library which is React, and this will simply, we will export it. Export this will be a constant variable which is user context. So this will be equal to this method which is create context. So this C should be small here, and this is a method which is used to create a context, which is create context, and here we can provide a default value or we can just initialize it to null. That's it. Now we have successfully created this user context file, so just close it. Now in order to use this file inside our components, first of all we will go to app.js, and here we will want to require this file. So we can simply say import user context from, and the file name is user context. That's it. After requiring this file, guys, we need to wrap all the routes, all the components where we need to use this user context. Let's suppose outside this route tag we can use here user context, and there is a dot provider method property here. We need to wrap this tag here. So after this routes we can just close it. And there is a value property that you can pass here, value attribute. So here you can pass any sort of value, string, number, object, array, any set, any value. Let's suppose I pass a very simple value, hello world, this is Gotham. So basically this value will be available to all the components which are listed here, which is index and about. In order to access this is pretty simple. Go to the component file, and right here you need to first of all import this file, which is user context. uh, User context, and this is located inside dot slash, then this file user context. After importing this file, we need to get the message. Let's suppose we declare a message field here. In order to use this, we will use context hook here, which we had talked about in this tutorial, in order to use this context. And here we will pass our own context here, user context, that's it. We will extract the value, and here after this we can print out this value inside curly brackets msg, that's it. Now if I reload the application, go to the home route, you will see hello world, this is Gotham, the same value that we have provided here. We can change this value to something else, you will see this value will change. If I click the about page, nothing will be there. We need to repeat the same thing. So now here we can even do this automatically. So when we use context here, use context, and you can see that use context is automatically imported automatically, and here we need to define this user context. This is also automatically imported. Now inside this we can print it this message simply. You can see hello world, this is Gotham. So basically inside both of the components we are getting this value by user context. So you can provide as many components here. You can wrap this inside this tag here, user context or provider. These components may be the children, parent, all the components will get this value. Now we will try a typical advanced example. We will use a object. If I want to pass a object, how we can do this? So right here inside this we will make a simple, let's suppose object. So we will have a user and a method to set a user, and we will use a use state hook for this. So use state will be automatically imported at the top here, you can see that. So the default value for the user will be Gotham, let's suppose. And now we need to pass this user object. In order to pass this is pretty simple. In order to pass this, we will have double curly brackets, and then we will pass the user comma set user. Now to access this inside our component file index.js, what we want is that we need to extract this. So we can do this by user.set user, like this. So you will see if I replace his user here, sorry, so it is saying to us that objects are not valid here. So we need to do this something like this, user comma user. So this error is coming because we have to make the same change inside our about component also. So here we can access user comma set user inside double curly brackets, sorry, single curly brackets, and here we can change the value to user. So you will see inside our components this Gotham value will be populated in both the components here, you can see that. Now we can add a simple button to change this value. So inside our index component here, after this we can add a simple button. So the label will be simply change user, and we can attach, if I open the home route you will see this button, and here we can add a on click listener here. So when we click this button, this we will attach a function here which will automatically change the user for us. So this will be an inline function, and we will call the set user hook method, and here we can pass John here, let's suppose, that's it. Now if I click change user, the value will change John, and if I open the about component you will say this value will also be changed inside this about component also. So now we are also accessing values and also we are changing values as well. If I reload the application again, this will change to Gotham as well. You can see that if I click change user and click the about here, you will see. And now thirdly, we will make the login functionality. For making the login functionality, we will make a static user. So inside the source directory, we will make a folder called as utils, and inside this we will make a file which is login.js. So inside this we will just store a static user. So inside this we can export a object here, export const login, and this will be a async function, arrow function. So inside this we will just return a simple object which will have three properties: id, let's suppose 4, and the username will be Bob, and the third property will be email address, so bob@bob.com. So this is our object here which we will return here. So now inside index.js we need to uh, so inside our index file, yes, we need to import this file. So import login, and this is there inside this file, which is we need to move three folders, yes, dot dot utils, and inside this is a login file. That's it. After importing it, what we need to do is that we need to get the user here. So after getting the user, we will have so after this h2 tag, inside the pre tag we can print out the response. So you will see we can use inside this curly brackets a function which is json.stringify. Inside this we can pass the user which is currently logged in, and then pass null comma 2. That's it. And if I reload the application, you will see this John user will be populated. This is because of this json.stringify. And now what we need to do is that, so now after printing this, we will make use of a ternary operator if the user is present. So we will put a after this user we will put a question mark here. So if the user is present, then we will print a logout button. So this is a question mark and this is a parentheses, and after that we will put again colon and again parentheses. So if the user is present, then we will print a logout button. So in order to put a logout button, we will have a button, close the button, and the label will be simply logout. And if the user is not present, then we will have a login button. So if I just refresh this, you will see the user is present. So we are seeing this logout button, and we need to bind a simple click listener. So on click. So when we click this button, what we need to do is that we need to bind a function here which is simply log out the user. So we will call set user and we will pass the value null. So if I click logout here, you will see it will change to null here, and the login button will see. And also here also we will bind a on click button here, on click event handler. So when we click this button, what we need to do is that we need to get the user. So basically this will be a async function, so we need to attach a async keyword here, and we need to get the user. So we can declare user variable, and we can use await keyword here, await login. So now we will get the user, and then we can call set user and we can pass user here. That's it. Now if I click login here, you will see this ID will be generated, ID 4, username is Bob, and the email address is bob@bob.com. If I click logout, then it will again change to null. And one thing you can do is that if you load the application for the very first time, you can change this Gotham to null here. Now if you load the application, you will see null here printed out. If you click login, you will see this user will be available. If I click about here, you will not see because we need to make this change here. If you go to this about page inside about.js, here we don't want the set user, we only want the user. So we need to copy this line here, which is JSON stringify. So copy this pre line. So paste this line, you will see in the about section also null is printed out. And if I click on the login button, you will see one user will be logged in successfully. If I click about page, you will see this response will stay on also on the about page. And if I click logout, if I change to null here, now if I open the about page, it will again show me null. So in this way, you can just build a short little login system using the use context hook inside React. So download all the source code from my blog here, which is there inside the video description. And please like the video, subscribe the channel, and I will be seeing you next tutorial.